The Scott and Lacie Peterson case. Trying to avoid YouTube, buzzwords. So we're going to talk about that today. It's caught my attention recently, and whenever something catches my attention, I try to do a reading on it. I'm not really a crime junkie kind of person, or a true crime, addict or anything like that, but yeah, I will listen to stuff and find out what's going on, in regards to some things. And that way then we can do a reading on it to find out what's going on. So with the Scott and Lacie Peterson trial. Now, if you're over the age of 40, you probably remember because it happened back in like 2002. And, from what the media had portrayed of Scott, unfortunately, they completely roasted this guy. Completely looked at him for everything. However, when you break down the facts of the case, with the trials and all that good stuff and everything, there's no actual how she was taken out or when actually, and how did she actually get there to the ocean, that kind of thing. So there's no how. So there's a lot of assumptions being made in regards to Scott Peterson. If you listen to Crime Junkies podcast on it, it's like their second and third episodes. If you listen to those two episodes and everything on it, they go very well over the details on it. So I just want to clarify some things through that, because I'm not going to go through a lot of details on that. I don't want to irritate YouTube. But yeah, so I want to find out some details in regards to some things, because I have some questions, of course, as do everybody else. And then when I started looking up some details and stuff, I started to, go digging around on the internet, coming to find out his case is coming back to light. Which is a lot of times what happens when something captures my attention, something's coming back to light, and it's a good time for me to look into it. So let's see what's going on. So now, in the case, there's a lot of issues as far as Scott Peterson and his lying. He is a liar. He's not a good person, but I don't think he did it. I don't think he's that kind of person to do that. Only because based on the evidence or lack thereof of evidence that he did it. So I went digging around because the girls on the Crime Junkie the Crime Junkie podcast kept talking about how he's like, are we gonna have drama here? Just lay down and be nice to each other, please. Anyways, so they kept saying over and over again how he was the most unlucky man in the world, or and he's a liar and that kind of thing. So of course I decided to pull his chart. So the source that I found, his birthday is October 24th, 1972. So now, of course, I'm not going to... Oh, and he was born in San Diego. So stop it. Relax. He's allowed to lay down there. Children. Anyways, so I went looking at his chart. We don't know what time he was born or anything, so we can't do the house system or anything like that. But I went digging around. So he is a first degree Scorpio with a Scorpio Mercury, and a Virgo Venus. He's a very intelligent person as it is. However, he has Jupiter in Capricorn, which when Jupiter's in Capricorn, it doesn't do so well. Now, Jupiter is the planet of luck. And when it's in Capricorn, which is its fall in astrology, it means he can be prone to bad luck. So, to me, that explains a lot of his bad luck issues, okay? Bad luck issues. Also, he has, his moon is in Gemini, potentially, assuming he was born later than, I'm going to say, about 10 a.m. I'm going to imagine, based on the fact that he's a liar, and he lied to his wife, he was cheating on her, he was doing all this other stuff, he's a liar. A Taurus moon won't usually do that. Taurus moons don't usually have that kind of ambition to go out and do things that are false. I'm not making a full generalization of Gemini moons. Gemini moons are extremely intelligent. However, with his Saturn in Gemini as well. It makes it so that he's got a lot of insecurities in regards to how he verbalizes his communication. He always wants to appear smart and intelligent, and he will say anything to portray himself that way, which says he's a liar. So that's why I say that. Gemini moons, don't get mad at me. So with that being said, I think that there's things to look at, because the thing is that the media absolutely roasted this man and his family. Despite the fact that there's some very specific details that he had mentioned to the police, who did a very poor job from what I understand, according to what the crime junkie ladies stated. That I don't know if he's actually the one that did it. So let's look into it. Let's see here. First, let's look at, how did Scott feel about Lacie? How did he feel about Lacie, who was 8 months pregnant at the time? Let's say the week before, or within the week before she disappeared. Let's see what he felt for her. Spirit, please help me out with this here. I do appreciate your assistance. I'd like to speak with Lacie's higher self as well as Scott's and any other appropriate beings. Nothing else, please. Always got to do the protections. All right. So, show me how Scott felt about Lacie, please, within the week before she disappeared. We've got the 9 of Cups and 10 of Cups. He was very happy with her. He was pretty happy with her. With that 9 of Cups there, that tells me that there's some level of selfishness, satisfaction in regards to her. Pride, potentially. Let's see here. How did Lacie feel about Scott, please, at that time, before she disappeared? How did Lacie feel about Scott at that time, please? We've got the Tower, the 7 of Swords, King of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. So there was something that she... Okay, first I'm going to start with this King of Pentacles, this Queen of Cups. You know, this is a relationship that she was very comfortable in. She did have love for this relationship. However, there was something that was bothering her at the time. We've got the Tower. We've got the 7 of Swords. Something came in and really disturbed her peace in regards to potential falsehood. Now, if you know the Scott and Lacie Peterson case, we know that he was cheating on her with Amber, right? We know that for sure. He had started seeing her in like November of 2002, I think it was. November 2002, and he had told Amber that he was single. So he's a liar, right? He's a liar. And he had even told Amber that he had gone to Paris for the holiday, rather than, you know, I'm spending it with my wife. He said that he had lost his wife. So that's just listen to the podcast. You'll hear all the details in regards to that. But anyways, so what this tells me right here is that she knew. She knew what was going on. Now, does this really mean anything? Not really, as far as, like, you know, her disappearance. Considering she was found in March. She was found, her and Connor, the unborn baby. They were found not alive. So, I'm sure she wouldn't go off and do that. That doesn't make any sense to me. She wouldn't go off and intentionally cause that to happen. So, alright. So, we know how they kind of feel about each other. She seems to have been aware of the issue of what he was doing. He states that she was. According to the second episode with the crime junkies. He did state that she was aware. This right here confirms that. As far as like this. Because, of course, remember, tarot is just entertainment. All parties are presumed innocent until proven guilty. I always have to put that in here. Alright, so let's, so we've got this stuff. So we understand the relationship between the two of them. I'm going to put this off to the side just to reference back to it later. He's pretty happy with her. He's got, you know, the good life, you know, even though wife is aware of his indiscretions, he's pretty happy with it because, you know, he's still getting his rocks off and all that good stuff, right? Because he's not really a good person, but is he a murderer? No, he is not. I don't think he is. Based on my own, what I was listening to, I think that there's a pure lack of evidence. Now, if there was better evidence, great. But there's just a pure lack of evidence of anything what's going on. I feel like the police focused way too much on Scott. They didn't focus on whether she had a friend, you know, that was jealous of her or something like that. So let's talk about that. Show me, did Lacie have any hidden enemies, please? Did Lacie have any hidden enemies? We've got 3 of Swords. That's a yes. There is a hidden enemy out there. Someone that causes her pain. Okay. Is this hidden enemy related to this case, please? You got 3 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles. This person was kind of like a friend that she didn't really know what to do with. Okay. A friend she didn't really know what to do with. She wasn't sure what to think about them. She wasn't sure if she should keep them around. It's kind of one of the feeling that's kind of going through here is kind of a friends with fair weather friend kind of thing. It's a friend like that. How did this friend feel about Lacie, please? Got 10 of Wands. They had a hard time. They had a hard time with Lacie. They had a hard time with Lacie. What did, why this 10 of Wands? Because that shows that it's just difficult. We've got the Fool. She thought Lacie was stupid. I said she. I don't know. Maybe it is a she. Thought Lacie was stupid with the Fool. Tell me, how did this friend feel about Lacie? What's popping into my mind here is that I've got, so Amber, the girl that Scott was seeing, you know, the other woman, right? She was a masseuse. And so they lived in Modesto, California, and something's coming around saying that there's potential that one of maybe this is how Lacie found out about it. Maybe that's what's going on here. Because it feels like this friend was one of her clients potentially and found out about what was going on between Scott and this girl, which may be how Lacie found out. Okay, what does this have to do with the case, though? I'm not seeing motive. Show me, because 10 of Wands, she had a hard time being friends with Lacie. She had a hard time being friends with Lacie because it was just hard. It was difficult to watch. Thought she was a fool. Maybe because Lacie knew about this, you know, thing going on with Scott or whatever, and this friend's just like, what are you doing? Now the thing is that this may have nothing to do with the case. What does this have to do with the case? Show me no. Why did Scott lie? Why did Scott lie? The World. He didn't want the relationship with Lacie to end. That's why. He didn't want it to end. He didn't want to end it preemptively or anything like that. See, this is just like just a dude that's a liar to me. I mean, and that doesn't make him a good person, but that doesn't make him a killer either. You know what I mean? So, show me Scott's intentions that day that she disappeared. Show me Scott's intentions and feelings about Lacie when that day. King of Wands and Eight of Wands. King of Wands and Eight of Wands. Doesn't feel like it's anything having to do with anything like negative by any means. It's like there's just a pure lack of information. It's almost like I can't like do anything to find specific info. Okay, let's do this. We're going to take it another direction. We understand the relationship between them. Great. We understand that there's a friend who thought that Lacie was stupid but likely due to, you know, being with Scott. Show me the person who abducted Lacie's history with Lacie, please. Show me the person. Okay. We've got the King of Swords. There is no history. Three of Swords. Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, so what I'm seeing here with the Three of Swords, the Hierophant, Five of Pentacles, and the Empress, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing somebody who doesn't appear to have any prior history with her, so probably doesn't know her, but likely understands that she's pregnant, because she's 8 months pregnant. And I think from the picture I've seen, that's pretty obvious from her. So this person is a very extreme person, very cutting kind of person. Severe is the word I'm looking for. Who has emotional problems. Three of Swords has emotional problems from their, I'm going to say in regards to their daddy. We've got the Hierophant there, which is big Sky Daddy in tarot. From their dad, who separated himself from them, likely in childhood. Does this help you? Probably not, but explains the person. And they have mommy issues too, because they were. I say he. I'm only saying he because of King of Swords. I'm assuming it's a he. Again, it's just an assumption. But they were left behind with mom. They were left behind with their mom, and that created problems. Why did they take Lacie, please? Why did they take Lacie? Excuse me. You have Nine of Swords, Two of Swords, and the Six of Cups. They were having a fit. There's mental health problems here. There's mental health problems here. They were having a fit. You know what it's making me think of? There's that show that used to be on. It was called Criminal Minds. Yeah, Criminal Minds, where it talked about the behavioral analysis unit, and like this kind of person would show up on that show. So there was something. They had a lot of anxieties and stuff going on. They had a lot of anxieties and worries and stuff that they just kept focusing on, and to try to make it go away. Two of Swords has to do with children. Six of Cups. Children, Six of Cups. It's like It's like they wanted to save these children. Children. There might be multiple from this person. This person's a killer. It's a killer. It's like somebody who would be featured on, with the BAU on Criminal Minds. So there may be multiple pregnant women that were taken in Modesto around that time. And it was a mental health problem that this person had, where they were trying to save these babies from going through what they did. The road to hell is paved in good intentions, right? So that's kind of what this is. It's a very sad situation where they do stuff because they can't help it. Which means it's a perfectly random person and their motive is their own internal strife. And without evidence on who this person was and how they took them, there's no way you can find this person. Let's do this. However, what you can do is you can see if there's actual evidence against Scott Peterson, like actual actionable evidence. And if there's no actual actionable evidence on everything, he doesn't belong in jail. You know? If there is actionable evidence, then great, go for it. But I think that there's somebody who had problems and didn't want the child to experience it. This is the death card. They didn't want the child to experience what they did back in their childhood. Okay, so what's happened with this person since then? Has this person continued on? What's this person's status? What's their status currently? I've got a card that's right side up. I don't know if that was related to this, so we're not going to do that. Show me what this person's status is, please. Queen of Pentacles. Stable and secure. Are they still living? The Hanged Man. When I see the Hanged Man, when I ask a question like that, it makes me think that they may be in limbo in regards to something. We've got, again, the Page of Pentacles. Lots of Pentacle energy, which implies more stability. Maybe somebody who's been treated, but also could be somebody who... The words "in the ground" keeps coming up for me, so they may be gone. They may not be alive anymore. So there's nobody to catch. You know what I mean? And with this Hanged Man, if you believe in a purgatory, they're in purgatory. Because of their issues. If that's the case. Of course, I don't think we can ever find out. But it's still fun to, investigate. Page of Pentacles. Okay, so let's talk about this case that's kind of opened up. Reopened again, because I think there's a group that's representing Scott Peterson in regards to, they're just like, this isn't fair, that kind of thing. Which, when you look at the facts of the case, it's really not. What happened against him really wasn't fair. Dude's a liar, he's a cheat, great, but he's not a killer. That doesn't prove he's a killer. It doesn't prove anything. Sure, it shows lack of morality, but so is your neighbor. You know what I mean? That doesn't make him a killer. That's not what I wanted. Okay, actually it is. Oh. Okay, so is that asking how this case is gonna go here? We've got Ace of Swords. There's something new that's coming out. Something new that's coming out in regards to the consistent narrative. It's going to change it. And it's going to cause people to be like, oh, and kind of start looking around like this, right? Because we've got Ace of Swords, Nine of Wands, and Two of Wands, and then the Wheel of Fortune. So that means that there's a little bit of luck being influenced in here in regards to the whole situation. Things are going to change a little bit as far as like potential perspectives, because there's something that's been found that can help him get out of jail. We've got the Empress, Three of Pentacles. Somebody's put in the work. Somebody's put in the work on the details, and they found some information in regards to, in this case, I'm seeing the Empress as Lacie. Somebody's put in some work on the details in regards to Lacie. And maybe it'll change things to get him out. Because the cops were even working with, like, Amber, the girl that he was seeing. The cops were working with her and everything. I don't understand. Interesting, that fell out when I was thinking that. So I don't understand, because there was a phone call that he had with Amber after she had confessed everything out in a public space. She had confessed everything out in a press release. That's what it was, in a press release. And he had called her afterwards, not realizing that she was working with the police, and that the call was recorded. And he was telling her, good job for coming forward with the truth. And it doesn't make sense why he would do that, other than he wants the truth to come out. He really does. He wants the truth of everything to come out. He may have gone through, at that point, a bit of healing. We've got Temperance that's coming out. He may have gone through a bit of healing in regards to, I was cheating on my wife and suddenly she died. That's a rough space to be in. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who you are. Especially since I think it's likely that he's not the one that did it. There's no evidence to support that he did. Just a bunch of like happenstance stuff that he happened to be away fishing that day, that kind of thing. But anyways, can you imagine the guilt that he has? I was cheating on my wife with this Amber chick when she got abducted. And now I don't get to see my son. I don't get to do any of that stuff. It's a lot of healing. So the fact that he called Amber and said, thank you for bringing it out into the open and being so honest in regards to everything. There is a little bit of a good side in him. A little bit. I do highly recommend listening to the Crime Junkie podcast in regards to it. I'm curious what this new information is. Let's see. See if we can get some details. Show me, what's this new information that's been found in regards to Scott Peterson, please? In this case. What's the new information in regards to? Three of Pentacles again. Yeah, somebody's done the work. They found a detail. A detail that mattered. What's this about? Because that came out before. We have Nine of Swords, Three of Cups, Strength, and Queen of Pentacles. I have no idea if Lacie did this stuff. I don't know anything hardly about her. Everything's always about Scott and like the case itself, but I don't know of any real past history regarding her. Something is coming through that she may have known this person. She may have known this person who had the mental problems. It was a what I'm seeing is somebody who donates their time. Somebody who donates their time to like a nonprofit or somebody. So I'm thinking that she like donated her time to a nonprofit and came across this person during that. Almost like this person may be homeless, or they may be, in a mental institution or mental whatever thing like that. And so I don't know what Lacie did. Maybe you do. If you can confirm, leave it in the comments. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But what I'm seeing here is that I'm seeing that Lacie, she may have come across this person in her volunteering time. It's coming across like that. Or maybe she worked with the homeless. Maybe she worked with mentally ill people. I don't know. But what it was is that she was a strength for this person. She was like a pillar of strength for this person. And they met and helped. She helped ease his, I say his, it may be a him, his mind in regards to things in general. Ugh, a horrible story just entered my head, and it might. Whenever I question this stuff, but I'm still gonna say it just because maybe. So it's like she got to know this person. Maybe she's a therapist. I don't know what she did. Honestly, I have no idea. They were feeling better in regards to their mental health situation regarding their mother and like their father and stuff like that. And now suddenly Lacie knows about what's going on with Scott, right? And somehow that gets back to this person. And it breaks him. It breaks this person. And so what happens then is that they fall apart as far as their mental health, and it's so much like a freaking, Criminal Minds episode. It really is. It breaks them, and they end up going, maybe somehow they get a hold of Lacie, and they take her out because she doesn't deserve to have to deal with that. Because I'm sure she's going, no, I'm going to stay with him. I'm going to stay with him. I'm going to stay with him. And he's just like, don't do that to your child. Don't do that to your child. And of course, this person's out of their mind. Wow, that's dramatic. But honestly, it really feels like something like that could have happened. I don't think they're around. We've got that Queen of Pentacles popping up again. Wow. Okay. So let's see if I can get information on like how we can get more information on this person. Like as far as like in the real world, right? IRL. Show me what information does authorities need to be able to track this person down? What I keep hearing is they've already got it. They've already got the information. Death. They're dead. This person's dead. Already dead. So there's no way to really find this person anyway. But if she did, if she was working with, mental health people and stuff like that, or yeah, something like that, some sort of, it seems like a volunteering kind of thing, but maybe not. I don't know. It feels like a volunteer, like a non-profit type of situation, and working with this person. This person's hasn't made it since then. They're gone. They're not gonna pay the price. You know what I mean? As far as that's concerned, they may have paid the price afterwards mentally. But and maybe that's why they're gone now. Who knows? It's hard to say. Yeah. Well, hopefully that helps. If anything, it's entertainment. So that's what I got for you today. Thanks so much for being here. Hit like and subscribe if you did like this. I would appreciate you. If you need a personal reading of some sort, feel free to send me a message. The details are in the description. Thanks so much for being here. Have a good day.